What if you could be the first to know what's happening at the intersection of AI and ministry? The newest tech, trending cultural shifts, breakthrough research, all without spending hours digging for it. That's why we created the Glue Feed, a free weekly text that keeps ministry leaders informed, inspired, and ahead of the curve. Join over 30,000 pastors and leaders getting updates from voices like Carrie Newhoff and insights from Barna's latest research, all filtered for what really matters. No cost, no noise. To see the latest research, text the word JOIN to 46816. Again, that's JOIN to 46816.
Hello, friends. Welcome to Story Behind Podcast. This is the show for people who love hearing a good story and who believe the world could use more positivity. We're the team behind GodUpdates and God2, and we hope these weekly short stories will brighten your day.
British man and his skydiving instructor survived falling 11,000 feet to the ground after a malfunction. Written by Heather Regelman, read by Julie Provost. A British man and his skydiving instructor survived falling 11,000 feet to the ground after a parachute malfunction. There are moments when the air holds its breath, when every law of gravity, logic, and reason should have had the final word, and yet somehow God speaks louder. That's what happened to Mitchell Deacon, a 25-year-old from Lytham St. Ains in England, whose skydiving adventure in Las Vegas should have ended in tragedy. He was strapped to his instructor, Giron Arcos-Pons, when both of their parachutes failed, spinning helplessly through 11,000 feet of open sky. The pair slammed into the Nevada desert at an estimated 35 to 45 miles per hour, and somehow they lived. I saw their chute wasn't working as it should, recalled instructor Mario Ralavelli, who witnessed the fall. The secondary chute had greater issues. It didn't open all the way. When they hit the ground, the world should have gone silent, but mercy wasn't finished yet. Mitchell was airlifted to the hospital with a fractured pelvis, broken ribs, punctured lung, and lacerated kidney. Giron remained in critical condition. Doctors placed metal plates in Mitchell's pelvis to keep it from collapsing. Days later, his mother shared the unthinkable update. Her son was walking again, with a frame, yes, but walking. The chest drain was removed yesterday, she wrote. Another step in the right direction. What's left to say after a miracle like that? Mitchell's girlfriend, Isabel Clutter, said she was really positive and thankful for the medical team. He's already talking about donating any leftover funds from his recovery to charity. How do you measure a fall like that? And a God who catches you in ways you can't fathom. You can't, you only whisper thanks. Because sometimes the hands that hold us aren't visible. The miracle comes stitched in mental plates, in strangers' courage, in a mother's trembling prayer from across an ocean. And when you've plummeted 11,000 feet and still wake up breathing, you realize what Mitchell surely knows now. Every heartbeat is holy ground. Psalm 91:11, for he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways.
Did you know that Gen Z and millennials are leading the resurgence in church attendance? That's right. New research out from Glue and Barna as part of the State of the Church initiative shows that Gen Z and millennials are now attending church more regularly than older generations. This is a historic reversal in church trends. And Glue, spelled GLOO, is at the center of all of this. They're the technology platform for the faith ecosystem, connecting you with the latest research, technology, and values-aligned AI that supports churches, and ultimately, human flourishing. Glue is on a mission to serve those who serve, the pastors, leaders, publishers, and more in the faith ecosystem. That's high tech for a higher purpose. You can stay up to date with everything happening at Glue and across the entire faith ecosystem by texting JOIN to 46816. And when you text today, they'll send you the latest research from Glue and Barna about this historic church trend. Again, that's the word JOIN to 46816.
Americans have a big healthcare problem. Over 100 million citizens carry medical debt while paying for overpriced and complicated health insurance. As Christians, we don't have to pay for a broken system. Christian Healthcare Ministries is an alternative to health insurance at half the cost. Plus, you can enroll at any time. Stand up to health insurance with a biblical solution. Join CHM today by visiting chministries.org/wellness. That's chministries.org/wellness.
Joy is one of the best feelings in the world. Joy is when your mom makes your favorite dinner. Joy is a big hug before getting tucked in at night. Joy is when you give something away to help someone else. Every dollar you give to the Salvation Army today brings joy to someone in need. You help families eat well, sleep better, put presents under the tree, and more. And then you'll feel the joy come right back to you.
An 8-year-old boy with rare health condition experiences life as a firefighter for a day. Written by Heather Riggleman, read by Julie Provost. An 8-year-old boy with a rare health condition experiences life as a firefighter for the day, and it reminds us that sometimes love looks like red trucks, yellow helmets, and a hose spraying joy into the sky. 8-year-old Elliot from Chesterfield can't speak the way most children do. He has MOCD type A, a rare incurable condition that affects the brain and nervous system, but his eyes tell stories words never could. And when he smiles, the whole firehouse feels it. Elliot is obsessed with firefighters. His mom, Lucy, says that's putting it mildly. I don't use the word obsessed lightly, she laughs. For years, everything is Fireman Sam and fire engines and fire hoses. So when Make-A-Wish UK and Derbyshire Fire and Rescue Service learned about his dream, they turned an ordinary weekday into something beautiful, authentic, and kind. On this day, compassion wore turnout gear, and love sounded like sirens in the distance. They said we could keep it local, right here in Chesterfield. Lucy said he goes past the station every single day, so it made it even more personal. That morning, the firefighters rolled out the red carpet, or maybe it was the red truck. Elliot climbed aboard, wide-eyed, and got to break open a car, spray real flames, and celebrate with a birthday cake while everyone sang to him. It was personalized and tailored to him, Lucy said softly. It was an absolute dream come true. I don't know if it's the mother's tears of joy that make me tear up, or the joy on her son's face. Perhaps the hearts of everyone who came together make me want to sob from happiness. Firefighter Paul Hudson knelt beside Elliot, showing him how to aim the hose. The smile on his face was unbelievable, Paul said. It's a privilege to create this memory for him. The strength and the courage he showed was amazing. He showed us what a real hero is, for a little lad of his age. That day, compassion looked like grown men bending low so a little boy could stand tall, and looked like love that sees through limitations and calls out courage. Because that's God's heart, one that leans close, makes space, and reminds us that joy isn't found in perfection, but in presence. And maybe that's what heaven looks like too, a child beaming behind a fireman's helmet, a room full of smiles, and a quiet whisper of God saying, This is what love looks like. Psalm 105. For the Lord is good, and his love endures forever. His faithfulness continues through all generations.
Thank you so much for listening to Story Behind Podcast. We're really glad you joined us for this week's story. To see photos and videos that may have been referenced in this episode, check out the links in the show notes. And if you enjoyed what you heard today, subscribe to our podcast, and please tell a friend about us. We'd also love it if you'd rate us and leave us a review. It really does help more people find us. Story Behind is a Salem Web Network production.
At Thrivent, planning your finances is bigger than money. It's a way to support the people, causes, and community you love. Because helping you put your faith into action is at the heart of what we do. Thrivent, where money means more. Connect with us at Thrivent.com.